Chapter 4 Luo Feng's Strength After Dinner. Luo Feng's parents took his younger brother Luo Hua downstairs for a walk. Luo Feng, on the other hand, went to do his tutoring job. It was around 6 o'clock in the evening, and the sky was almost completely dark. This tutoring job is coming to an end for now. Luo Feng thought as he darted through the alleys like a leopard ahead was a dead end, but Luo Feng leaped over it, clearing a height of more than 2 meters. He lightly placed his left hand on the wall and pushed off, landing in another alley. Running at full speed was a warm-up before the tutoring session. At this moment, Luo Feng was maintaining a speed of 15 meters per second, or about 54 kilometers per hour. This was not his maximum speed, but it was enough to warm him up. Huff! There is only 1 month left until the college entrance examination. I'll stop tutoring for now. I've earned about 20,000 yuan from this tutoring job over the past 6 months. It was only last year that he had just received the title of advanced student, which made it easier for him to find a tutoring job. He was teaching a teenager basic movement techniques. The salary was 100 yuan per hour. He tutored 5 days a week, 1 hour each night. That meant his monthly salary was around 2,000 yuan. My dad works hard all day, but his monthly salary is only 2 or 3,000 yuan. I earn more than that in just 1 hour of tutoring. This is the difference between an ordinary person and an advanced student at a martial arts school. And if I become a martial artist, the difference will be even more astonishing. Luo Feng's eyes narrowed as he saw a truck turning around in the alley ahead, blocking the way, but he didn't slow down. While running, he suddenly pushed off the ground, leaping 2 or 3 meters high. He then stepped on the wall twice and jumped down, continuing to run at full speed. A moment later, Luo Feng had reached the entrance of a quiet residential complex. This is where my parents should be, he thought as he stopped and looked at the quiet complex. The residential density here was relatively low, with artificial ponds and plenty of flowers and trees. Even the high-rise buildings had rooftop gardens on each floor. Besides the high-rises, there were also townhouses. You see, in the current era, there were only 6 major bases in the country, which were also 6 major cities. Each city had an astonishing population, such as Jiangnan City with nearly 200 million people. Naturally, land was very scarce. Townhouses and row houses were rare and expensive, and even more luxurious detached houses required paying a huge luxury tax. I am going to 1801, Building 18. Luo Feng said to the security guard at the entrance of the complex. Wait a moment. The security guard pressed a number on the intercom, and the camera beside him focused on Luo Feng. The owner of 1801 spoke through the intercom. It is Xiao Luo, let him in. Understood, sir. The security guard immediately let him in. An hour later, Luo Feng walked out of the community. The tutoring is over. I'll go to the martial arts school and see if my strength has improved recently. The Limit Martial Arts Academy, the largest martial arts academy on Earth, was founded by the world's strongest man. Hong, there are Limit Martial Arts Academies all over the world. Beep! After swiping his student ID at the main entrance of the academy, Luo Feng entered the academy's courtyard. The Limit Martial Arts Academy was like a huge monster, occupying an area larger than a high school. The main entrance was wide enough for 10 cars to enter side by side. In the courtyard of the academy, there were 3 huge silver-white buildings shaped like 3 spaceships. Senior, hello, senior. On the paths and lawns in the academy's courtyard, there were many academy students. When they saw the advanced student ID hanging on Luo Feng's chest, they all showed great respect. Inside the academy, the 3 huge buildings were the beginner student teaching building, the intermediate student teaching building, and the advanced student teaching building. The first and second floors of the advanced student teaching building were large teaching halls, each capable of accommodating thousands of people. the academy's instructors gave lessons in these large teaching halls. There were approximately 30,000 students in the entire Limit Martial Arts Academy. One had to be at least 16 years old to become a student at the academy, and after 30 years old, one was no longer allowed to study at the academy to avoid occupying teaching resources. There were only about 100 advanced students in the entire academy, most of whom were in their 20s. Luo Feng was only 18 years old. Hello, senior. Luo Feng listened to the respectful greetings as he entered the third floor of the advanced student teaching building, which was accessible only to advanced students. The large training hall on the third floor, which was over 100 meters long and wide, had about a dozen people at the moment. Crazy guy, you are here. As soon as he entered the large training hall, the dozen advanced students greeted him warmly. Brother Wang, Brother Yang, Sister Li. Luo Feng smiled and called out, looking at this group of big brothers and big sisters. He felt warm in his heart. These dozen people were all over 20 years old, and Luo Feng was the youngest. Of course, there were more than 100 advanced students in the Yan District Limit Martial Arts Academy. But usually, when there were no teachers giving lessons, most people were too lazy to come. Only those from poor families who had no place to practice would come to the academy's training hall to practice. So these dozen people mostly lived in low-rent housing. Because they were all poor, they naturally stuck together and formed a small group. And Lu Feng was given the nickname Crazy Guy after he angrily fought and defeated 3 advanced students from wealthy families in a row. I wonder how much my strength has improved in these half a month of training. Luo Feng walked towards the punch force tester in the corner of the training hall. There were 2 punch force testers placed side by side in the corner of the training hall. Whether it was the intermediate student assessment, the advanced student assessment, or the martial artist assessment, all required a punch force test. Inhale, exhale. Luo Feng took a deep breath and relaxed his entire body. Suddenly, his eyes narrowed, and his body, which had been lazy and sluggish, suddenly burst into action. His spine tightened like a bowstring, and the force from his feet was transmitted through his waist and hips, and his right fist, like a cannonball, drew an arc. Bang! Luo Feng's right fist hit the punch target of the punch force tester. The target shook violently. Immediately, the screen of the punch force tester displayed 809 kilograms. Crazy guy, not bad. Wow, you've passed the 800 kilograms mark. A tall and lean man over 1.9 meters tall, with a fierce scar on his face, smiled and clapped his hands. Brother Yang, Luo Feng smiled. Compared to Brother Yang, I still have a long way to go. Brother Yang, could you please turn on the speed tester for me? Yang Wu, also known as Brother Yang, is among the top 3 advanced students at the Extreme Martial Arts Academy. However, he is slightly lacking in speed. Otherwise, he would have passed the quasi-warrior assessment long ago. To become a warrior, advanced students need to pass 2 assessments. The first is the physical fitness assessment for warriors, also known as the quasi-warrior assessment. Once passed, it means that the physical fitness meets the standards for becoming a warrior. And at this point, one is considered a quasi-warrior. The second assessment is the warrior combat assessment. Merely having good physical fitness is not enough to become a warrior. One must pass the actual combat assessment against monsters to earn the title of warrior. Testing speed, alright? Yang Wu smiled and walked to the track on the side, turning on the speed tester. Click! The speed tester turned on, and the camera lit up. Huff, huff. And the area near the speed tester.
Liking, following, and sharing can make the Anchor update faster.